that organises a tremendous day that's brought so many people together. So I'd like to tell you where I'm, which table I'm actually showcasing today. It's called the Eco Bhakti table. And I'm here today to kind of help you connect the dots in how we, as followers of Krishna, should be protecting our environment. So where does it say actually in the Vedas the importance of caring and protecting our environment? So in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 8, Krishna actually says that I am the original fragrance of the earth, that I am the taste of water, I am the heat in fire, and I am the life of all that lives. So we understand that the earth is the energy of the divine Sri Krishna and is deemed sacred and is worthy of our protection. So hands up if you think that we're doing a great job in protecting Mother Earth. No one thinks you're doing a great job. It's probably true. So Krishna actually says, as I've said, that I am the taste of water. However, the clear water is being polluted with chemicals and plastic, regarding the quality and rendering the toxicity to humans and animals and aquatic species. It's actually said that by 2050, that there will be more plastic in the ocean than actual fish. So by 2050, there'll be more plastic in the ocean than actual fish. And even to go a little bit beyond that, it even says that plastic is so prevalent now in terms of our lives, in terms of even in the clothes that we wear, polyester is actually plastic. And even in our detergents, etc. Like it said that in one study that there's actually even plastic in our blood. So that's just one thing that you can actually think about and just absorb. Now, Krishna also says that I am the fragrance of the earth, but his land is being destroyed by mass deforestation. And that's for cattle grazing, for extraction for oil and minerals, and even reckless fly tipping, and even litter. Now, I, for one, have actually seen the mass deforestation happening in Amazon with my own eyes. I remember flying above the Amazon in a small plane, and for a long, long while, I could see beautiful, lush forests, beautiful. And you could see all this biodiversity buzzing in the tree canopy. Then all of a sudden, there was nothing. There was no lushness of green. It was just barren, bare land. And I, for one, I have seen, I've read about the mass deforestation in textbooks. I've seen it in documentaries. I've seen it in the news. But when you see it with your own eyes, it does not prepare you. I remember I came off that plane and I was just shook up and I just started crying. And I wasn't even prepared for the emotion that I was going to feel at that point. But it just overwhelmed me. And I was actually quite embarrassed at that point by the human race. The fact that we could do such sheer devastation at such a large scale. For what? For palm oil, for soy, for oil, for all of these number of things. We were actually just taking the indigenous people's land from under their feet, for dollars. So, like I said, Krishna says, I'm the fragrance of the earth, but yet we are destroying his beautiful land. Now, Krishna says, I'm the life of all that lives. Yet all his creatures, great and small, are suffering from habitat loss, from mass extinction, and from slaughter. Again, giving an example of the Amazon rainforest. One tree can be home to so many different species. And also trees hold, the medicines for the future as well. So when we chop a tree down, we're not just chopping a tree, but we're chopping the livelihoods of many plants and species and biodiversity that's yet to come. So we can find the spiritual solution to the environmental crisis in our own timeless wisdom of the Vedas. I really personally believe that the environmental crisis is the crisis in the human spirit. There's something within us that's not satisfied satisfied. We are looking for something outside of us something temporary actually, not something permanent, to actually help us within our own selves. So actually, what I find that the pollution outside there is the pollution within us. It's just an extension. So, like I said, there is a spiritual solution, and we can find it in our own scriptures. So it said in the Sri Ishupanishad, it says that take only what you need. Do not take anything more, for you know to whom it belongs. So the concept of sustainable living is right here in the Vedas. Now, if you look at the Western textbooks, and I'm an environmentalist, I studied in this field, and it said that so-and-so defined what sustainable living is, or defined what sustainability is. Actually, no, it's been in the Vedas, it's been in the Eastern scriptures for so many years. And this is what I'm doing right here, right now. I'm trying to connect the dots and say sustainable living has always been here in our beautiful scriptures. So by understanding, if you know to whom it belongs, and if you're taking more than your fair share, then what are you? You mere thieves. So we can look within ourselves and our own lives, and we can see how we can protect Krishna's beloved earth through our everyday actions. So let's talk about these everyday actions. I've already spoken about where it says in the scriptures of how we should be protecting Mother Earth. And again, the earth, we regard her as a mother. And actually the earth is one of 7 mothers, and you can look up what the other 6 mothers are. But the earth is regarded as one of the 7 mothers. So let's talk about everyday actions in terms of what we can do, which is tangible in our own home. So who here, hands up, how many of you recycle at home? Okay. So actually, that's great. Every hand should go up, because our local authorities have made it very easy for us to all recycle, whether it's food waste, whether it's your plastics, your glass, your paper, your steel cans, aluminium, paper and cardboard. Very, very easy to do. Now, I'm going to ask you to do a little bit more than that. There's this hierarchy called the waste hierarchy. And actually, recycling is the 3rd option in the waste hierarchy. There's another 2 things that we should be doing, which will actually make us more of an environmental hero. And that is reducing. Firstly, do I need this in my life? Do I want it or do I need it? Yeah, there's a difference between wanting something and needing something. Now, for example, I have changed how I buy things. Like my shampoo and conditioner, shower gel, hand wash, my detergent, everything comes from a refillable shop. I take my containers there and I refill it. So I'm not buying anything which is plastic. So even the different dolls that I buy, I will just take a container and fill it up. And for those that are local, there's actually one in Watford called Refillable on Hayden Road. I'm actually doing like a little plug here. I'm not allowed to do business plugs, but I think this is a good reason why we should. But anyway, wherever you live, look it up. Where are the refillable shops? So there's also something else that we can do, but maybe I can hear from you. What other things that we can do in an everyday life which will make us more sustainable? You can just shout it out.
What was number 1? Did you say number 2?
Oh, okay, so yes, thank you. So reducing, and then secondly is reusing. So reusing what you have at the moment. Yeah, so reducing, reusing, then recycling. Okay. And even like recycling, even though it's great, it's still a very energy-intensive process of collecting, because we need the refuse or the recycling vehicles to come to your house. And how do they move? They move by fuel, don't they? And you've got all these like pollution and emissions coming. There needs to be taken to a great big factory for it to be recycled into something else. But however, if we don't have it to begin with, if we have this mindset, if we go into a supermarket and be very conscious of what we're buying, buying vegetables which are loose, so not getting or putting anything in plastic, you just put it loose in your trolley. I know supermarkets are trying to get better in terms of how they are like wrapping things, but they can always do better, but we can be even smarter as well. So yeah, just asking you a few questions. What else do you think that we should be doing or that you do to be more sustainable? So one easy thing is, I guess, a reusable bottle, isn't it? So, rather than buying plastics, you can use a reusable bottle. And also buying things which are from sustainable sources as well. Buying things which are actually with recycled content. In that way, then you are promoting more companies to manufacture things with recycled content rather than from virgin material. Again, we can walk, cycle, or travel smarter as well. We can buy organic, local, or even better still, grow our own fruits and vegetables. And I know since the pandemic, where we all found difficulty, didn't we, in actually buying vegetables and fruit that will help us, nourish our bodies, it wasn't possible. I know a lot of people started to grow their own food. I, for one, did as well. And also eating fruit and vegetables which are in season. Now this is very important. And I'll explain by giving you an example or actually asking you a question. So how many of you like to eat blueberries all year round? Who likes eating blueberries? Yeah, we all love the little purple balls, don't we? So blueberries are actually a summer fruit. But if you eat them in winter, if you eat them all year round, do you know which country they actually come from when you eat them in winter? Chile, South America, yeah, exactly. They actually come from South America, like from Costa Rica, Chile, etc. So if you buy them in the winter, that's what you're doing. You're actually then, I guess you're telling the suppliers that I want my vegetables and fruit to be flown from across on the other side of the world. That takes food miles. That takes a lot of packaging. And also, Ayurvedically, sometimes we don't need to eat these exotic fruits in this country. We need to eat vitamin C fruits, like, oranges, etc. Because those are the things that our body needs. So it's time, place, and circumstance. There's a reason why certain types of fruits and vegetables grow at that period in the country that you live in. We don't need tropical fruits in winter. Okay, because that's not going to help us ward off the colds and flus. So think about again next time. Look at your blueberries, look at your different strawberries and see where it's coming from. And think twice, do I need to buy this? And look at the time and energy it's actually taken. Other things that you can do is change your electricity to gas and renewable energy. There's loads of things, but I've been told to cut it a little bit short now. But there's a lot of things that you can actually do. So I want to talk a little, just the last 2 minutes actually, just to talk about Eco Bhakti. So I'm actually part of the Eco Bhakti group. We're actually a dynamic group of people from all over the UK that come together on a monthly basis. We meet online and we actually talk about environmental projects and discuss what we can do as individuals and also as a community to do better. So there's people within our group that are actually part of the New Gokul Fund. We have people from our group that are part from the Himsa Dairy Foundation. There's a person from our group that is leading on Project Grow. And some of you might know what that means. That basically Project Grow means is where we are encouraging people that with gardens to grow flowers and vegetables and offer it to the deities at Soho Street, and then to also offer it to the congregation. In that way, because as you know, the Radhakrishna Temple in central London, they don't have the means of having vast land to grow food, so we're dependent on the congregation to actually do that growing for us. So in addition to this, we also have a few groups of people like myself that are part of the interfaith dialogue as well. We're also talking to the government around climate change and climate action. And also very much recently, there's a group of us that are trying to green up the processes within ISKCON temples as well. And if any of these things are of interest to you, please come over to the Eco Bhakti table. You can scan a QR code, or otherwise you can go to www.ecobhakti.org and you can read about what we do and we can get in touch with you. So there's many things that you can actually help us with. So together, I guess my point is that we can all make a difference to be Eco Bhakti heroes, not in our own lives, but also share the knowledge with others as well. So thank you very much for your kind attention. Hare Krishna.